What if the fiercest predator chose love instead of instinct? The wind screamed to the ridges at night, a raw, biting wind that spoke of trouble, up in the wild, unforgiving lands of Elks Ridge Valley, where storms don't just pass, they carve memories into the earth. Something unbelievable was about to happen. Dr. Natalie Rivers had lived in those woods for years. She'd studied predators, prey, life, death. She'd seen wolves hunt, horses bolt, the endless game of survival, always tipping one way or another. But nothing prepared her for night. She got a call that shattered everything she thought she knew. "Natalie, it's Claire. You need to get out here, now." The voice on the other end was shaky, nearly lost to the roar of the storm. "What's wrong?" Natalie asked, heart already racing. "A dark white wolf. Just took one of the foals. But it's not what you think. He didn't hurt him. He carried him gently." Natalie froze. Wolves didn't carry foals. They attacked. That's how it had always been. But not tonight. She was already out the door. Rain slapped her windshield like angry hands. Roads vanished in the dark. Trees bent sideways. But she drove faster than she should have. Something deep inside her told her this was no ordinary night. Claire was waiting with her binoculars, soaked to the bone. Her eyes were wide but steady. "The herd ran when the storm hit," she said, pointing toward a distant shadow of a valley. "One of the foals got left behind, a dark golden one. Small, shaking, lost." Natalie raised her binoculars. The place was quiet now, eerie. "Then what?" she asked softly. "That's when the wolf came. Dark white, huge. He didn't lunge, didn't growl. He walked slow, lowered his head, and picked up the foal like he was his own pup." Natalie blinked. "No blood?" she whispered. "None. And the foal," he didn't cry. At sunrise, they followed the trail, hoof prints and paw prints, side by side. Not a chase. A journey. The prints wound through muddy ground and pine needles. But Natalie saw something strange. "The wolf steps," she said, crouching low. "They're careful, smaller than usual, like he's adjusting for what he's carrying." 2 hours and they heard it. A soft whinny. High-pitched. Weak. But real. And there, in a clearing wrapped in rock and pine, they found him. The dark golden foal lay curled on a bed of pine needles, shivering but alive. Beside him, the dark white wolf, massive, calm, watching. Natalie dropped to one knee. "Oh my God!" She named the wolf Ash for his snowy white coat tinged with smoke, and the foal Dusty for the color of desert gold in his fur. Ash had curled himself around Dusty like a blanket. Every breath they took was in rhythm. When Dusty whimpered, Ash nuzzled him softly, carefully. Then Ash got up, disappeared into the woods, and returned carrying a fresh rabbit. He laid it down in front of Dusty. "He's feeding him," Claire breathed. "He's trying to," Natalie replied. "He doesn't know the foal can't eat meat." But that didn't stop Ash. Next came leaves, grass, fresh water carried in his mouth. He didn't give up. Ash wasn't just watching over Dusty. He was learning. 3 days later, Natalie found the truth. Trail cameras showed Ash 3 weeks before, with a mate, with pups, a family. Then came the early storm. His mate died, then 2 pups. The third held on until he didn't. Ash was left alone. He had no pack, no sound, just sorrow. And then 2 nights later, he found Dusty. Natalie whispered he wasn't hunting. He was grieving. Dusty, small and trembling, looked just like a pup, and his cries just close enough. Ash responded the only way he knew how, with care. Natalie began feeding Dusty secretly, using formula at remote feeding spots. Ash was furious at first, protective, growling, guarding. But then he watched Dusty grow stronger. He saw that the humans helped, and slowly he allowed it. He brought Dusty to the feeding stations himself, sat quietly, watched him eat. The transformation was stunning. Ash, the dark white wolf, had become a guardian. But the seasons were changing, and with it, So did Dusty. He wanted to run, to play, to be free. Ash didn't understand. He tried to keep him hidden. One day, Dusty saw a nearby herd. His instincts pulled him toward them. Ash blocked him, panicked, barked warnings. But then, again, he adapted. He began taking Dusty on runs. Little adventures. Out and back. Safe places to stretch, to feel the wind. Ash couldn't be a horse, but he tried to be what Dusty needed. Winter came, deep snow. Dusty struggled to find food. So Ash used his paws, cleared paths, uncovered grass. He even learned which plants Dusty liked and guided him there. Dusty started growing, fast. He was tall now, strong. But still, at night, he curled beside Ash, the only father he'd ever known. Ash, in return, groomed his golden fur, kept watch as he slept and howled, not in mourning but in comfort. When a mountain lion came near, Ash attacked, drove it off, moved Dusty again. Dusty wasn't just safe. He was loved. Spring melted the ice, and Dusty was now almost fully grown. A dark golden stallion, noble, proud, but still he stayed. And Ash stayed with him. Natalie watched from her tower, eyes full of wonder. "They become a team," she whispered. Ash would scout ahead. Dusty would lead with speed. One hunted, one guided. They were no longer predator and prey. They were something new. Even other wolves began to accept Dusty. Ash had trained them, somehow, to see him as one of their own. Every morning, the two greeted each other. A nudge, a whine, a stomp. Their own language. No violence, no fear, just trust, love. Universities rewrote textbooks. Experts flew in from across the globe. No one had ever seen anything like it. Ash, the dark white wolf who lost his family, had created a new one. Dusty, the dark golden foal who was left behind, had found protector no storm could take away. And their story? It became legend. If you were moved by this unbelievable bond, by a love that broke nature's rules and rewrote the laws of survival, then please subscribe to our channel. Click the bell so you never miss another story that touches your soul. And in the comments, tell us where you're watching from and if you've ever seen kindness in the most unexpected place. Because we want to hear your story too. The moral lesson. Sometimes the strongest love is born from loss. And the greatest families are chosen, not given.